This story sounds intriguing. Once I went to my friend Brian's house for dinner in the evening. Despite there being only 3 of us, my friend, his mother, and myself, a table set for 4 was arranged. After sitting down with Brian, his mother brought a toy baby from the bedroom and placed it on an empty chair. The toy baby had the cut-out picture of Brian's deceased grandmother's head on its own head. After seeing the doll, I had an accident. If you enjoyed the story, you can support me by subscribing to my channel and giving it a like.
In a small town, there was an old and dark house known as the Death House. One night, a curious young man decided to explore the house. However, as he entered, he found an old family photograph. The faces in the photo belonged to townspeople who had disappeared years ago. Suddenly, the lights went out. Strange sounds echoed in the house. The young man got lost among the shadows and heard the melancholic crying of a child. Then, the shadows approached him, and he was never seen again. The townspeople believe that the Death House still holds its mystery, and they steer clear of it to this day. When I was around 10 years old, we visited my family and uncles. In my uncle's garage, there was an old Camaro covered in dust. I had written a swear word on the dusty hood of the car, trying to make sure it wouldn't be obvious that I was the one who did it. I wrote it thickly with my index finger. After a few hours, my uncle asked who did it, and I told him that the person who wrote on the car had fingers thicker than mine. After that, all suspicions were lifted from me, and the only remaining suspect was my 13-year-old brother. Despite his denials, my uncle and father were very upset with him.
I have had a secret fantasy world filled with imaginary friends since elementary school. I am currently 30 years old, and apart from me, no one, including my family and friends, knows about it. Throughout a significant portion of my life, I have chosen to be alone in this imaginative world rather than dealing with my family or friends. Although I have attempted to see a psychiatrist several times, I've always been afraid that they might diagnose me and send me to a mental institution or prescribe a bunch of medications to separate me from these imaginary friends. It seems like this secret will go with me to the grave.
I live in a rural Irish town, and our school is built next to a massive wheat farm. One morning, a child from our class brought petrol and matches. When lunchtime arrived, he waited for everyone to leave the classroom and for the school to quiet down. Later, he jumped over the fences between the field and the school and set the wheat field on fire. Despite the fire department arriving early, the entire field was engulfed in flames. The school was evacuated immediately, and due to the fire spreading to the school, classes were suspended for a week for repairs. After the incident, the child fled the area, but he was soon apprehended by the police at his home. Although he claimed to have committed the act due to psychological issues, he was arrested as there was no evidence supporting his claim during a doctor's examination.
On Tuesdays, we used to go to the bathroom with my friends to avoid the history class, and we wouldn't return for a long time. One day, as I was heading to the bathroom again, I saw a kid running out from inside. I didn't pay much attention, thinking he must be in a hurry to get somewhere important. When I entered the bathroom, I was hit by an incredibly foul smell. The odor was so strong that it irritated my nostrils. When I went to the urinal to relieve myself, I saw that someone had defecated in it. The next day, I saw the school principal and the janitor in front of the restroom. It turned out that the culprit had confessed on camera. Without even asking why the child had done such a thing, he had been expelled. I never encountered that child again outside of school after that incident.